Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it first off. Let's talk about the story. We've kind of alluded to it a little bit. That was one of the more interesting things that we talked about when we met. That not only were you obviously fascinated by anime and all these things, but you're also creating a story by yourself and you're inspired. And yeah, first I want to say like everyone's creative journey is different, right? Like you should be more patient with yourself. Like the fact that you're now having this conversation with me in this chair is different from the ideas you would have had a couple months ago, where you probably just weren't even bothered about it or thinking about it. Or maybe you were, but you didn't take any action. So the fact that you're here is progress, and that I get it because I can see it within myself. I'm also a creator. That once people, when I talk about, I have to put the caveat, like, by the way, like I haven't done anything, but like I'm trying to do, and it's like, we understand, trust me. Like we're all creators, we all know the journey it takes to, sometimes you take 2 years just thinking of an idea, but then when you start writing it, it'll just all come out at once. And I think the seed of the idea that you have is really cool. Like, and I think that's why I want to get more into it. Talk about the influences, maybe even get more creative. And I think this conversation will help you just flesh out the ideas and just see how, I don't know what it is, like sticking to the board and like throwing some ideas and seeing which sticks. And I think that's part of the creative process, especially for someone who's trying to build a manga. One of the things I wanted to ask is just tell me about a little bit your personal journey. I know that you mentioned that you did this work in college, like that's where the ideas came from. Talk me about that. The first idea that you had about it, how it's evolved, what was like putting it together. Maybe give us a synopsis, and all of that stuff there.
All right, cool. So actually, it was in my first year, my first year of college, and basically I created the character, but I never created the story. So I just made it a character, just a random. I just drew it. I just drew the character with a bunch of other things with the equipment he's using, all that stuff. So I didn't fully create the story. So it was just like a bunch of random things going on. So it was like basically like with Rico the assassin, right? Because he's an assassin and he's trying to find his way to get revenge and for the things that's been taken right from his life. With him, I'm trying to create him, but like with the facial expressions that he uses and stuff like that, and what equipment is right and best for him, stuff like that. But it wasn't fully developed. So that was just the first year. The second year, I started watching more and more of Peaky Blinders and playing games as well, like the games with story, like games with actual story, like and movies as well. Those things have kind of hit me. Those things have made me think about creating kind of a narrative, a story of the Rico the assassin that I'm making. So basically, that's what got me to create the manga. But then afterwards, I wanted to think of not just to put that as like a FMP project, but just also to have that keep like continuously going. I don't care how long it will take. We might go into One Piece, bro. It might be longer than One Piece. We never know. But what I'm saying is that it will be a show that will go. It will. Hopefully, it is to your liking. It's a mafia yakuza type of thing.
Yeah,
but
break it down. Give me a synopsis.
Yeah. So it's yeah. Wait, let me just show you guys. If you can just give me a second. Sorry.
Of course, bro. Of course. Man's got the synopsis down, bro. It's like it's got the whole thing down.
I got the character profiles. I got the script as well. And the script is what made me want to. Not just what made me, but like actually, my thoughts of creating the manga was before that. But what I'm trying to say is the script was written, and then the what I've written in the script was kind of implemented and put into the manga. But then afterwards, I had to change a few things because of the grammar and everything like that. Everything had to kind of fall into place after that.
Yeah, but that's normal in any creative process, like you.
With everything that you do, creating that you make, you kind of have to set your grammar, your just correcting.
Yeah, like just keep because you obviously have a first draft where it's like a brain dump over like everything that you think there should be, and then afterwards you refine it and you become more comfortable about and confident about what it is. So yeah, it's just why you get the synopsis up. I think yes, it's really cool to see the progression of this. You know, it's like yeah, I want to get into it. I want to get into the characters. I want to get into like the world and like just pick apart the influences. But yeah, go on, give us a quick synopsis of the characters.
My manga is called Rico the Assassin, and basically written by me, by the way, and
Obviously.
yeah, and the genre is obviously it's a mystery, action, thriller, drama, psychological, and supernatural. But I think I might change the supernatural part. We'll see. Well, no, I don't know. But anyways, and then you have Rico the Assassin, right? The synopsis is: in the 60s, 70s, Rico Bell took on a big challenge to find the one true enemy who murdered his father in cold blood. He commits himself to solving the mystery and avenging his stepfather after the tragic loss also of his mother days later, who died from tuberculosis. He joins the master headquarters to improve his combat abilities and I can't read. meets important figures to participate in an expedition. So that's what it is. Yeah.
Let's get deep into it now. Yeah?
Okay.
Thank you for the synopsis, and I think let's get into why you created the story. So like, not obviously I know the reason behind your influences, but what made you think actually, you know what? I want to make this story. I want to make a story with this character and this world, and this is what's going to happen to him. What was the conception? What was the seed of that?
I see that because as I've said, like the inspirations kind of made me do this. So what I say is that like for example with Rico, right? He's the main the MC, and it's because it's a mafia or a mob type of story. You have to research really into like what the mafia does to people's lives, or to the surrounding, because with what's going on today, there is still some mafia stuff going on. There is like some mob stuff going on in Sicily or in stuff, you know what I mean, right? And it's scary, but it's also realistic. It's cool, and also cool, not cool in real life, but cool in yeah, not cool in real life, but definitely cool. Movies and yeah, like also when I was watching Scarface. Scarface was also one of the reasons he went from nothing to something, and then from that something to nothing in an instant. Is that what you want to show? In an instant.
Is that what you want to show?
We'll see.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to pick your mind.
Yeah. I'm not trying to tell everyone this, but I do think
to the camera on the podcast.
Yeah, I think I don't want to tell everyone this, but I think that because I don't want to spoil it, but you will understand why the character is the way he is, and he went from like something, like I said, to nothing, and then and from nothing to something. You will understand everything. It's just a matter of whether or not what happens after his whatever happens. Yeah, it feels like I'm saying too much right now, but I think it's but don't worry, guys, because I think because I will release the first episode. I haven't released it. I made it, but I haven't released it. But when I release it on my channel, which I will create, it will you will understand. Well, you will understand why there's this going on and this stuff like that, and then when the second episode comes in, because the first episode will be a little bit complicated, but the second episode will give you some sort of understanding or breakdown into why the first episode is doing this. You know, it's it will tell you why. You know, so yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, first off, once you create a channel, let me know. I'll put in the comments. I'll put the whole video so people will be able to watch it. Like, we'll figure that out, because I want people to see it. And like you said, like, give you the opinions. And, you know, I feel like the work deserves an audience to garner it. And I get, especially as a creative, when you're thinking about it, you don't talk about it too much. So maybe we should shift it to you, not like as a like you creating the work, maybe not the characters and stuff, but what was that like? What was that emotional journey for? This is probably your first creative piece, right? What was that journey like? The struggles you had, the breakthroughs you had, when you figured the idea out, you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, putting it all together. I know it's very unique. That's what I like about it. So talk about that, putting the different pieces together to make that unique manga slash, what would you call it? What genre would you call your work?
The thing is, obviously I'd say mystery thriller, but and my psychological.
Is it a manga? Is it an audio book? Is it
I think it's
an animation? Because it is kind of.
it is animation, but like it's not animated to the point where it's frame to frame with characters moving, with buildings and stuff like that. It's just an episode of the panels in the comic that I created with the voice actors playing each character, and that's the kind of thing I want to make. Not to the point where I want to actually create animation, to where I want to who knows, I will probably do that, but to the point where at this particular moment in time, I just want to add the panels with the voice actors playing each character in the sets and times that they are in, whatever or not, and it has to match the characters and stuff like that. So yeah.
I was gonna ask, what was the idea behind the voice actors and what made you want to do that?
Oh yeah. So basically, because I obviously it's got your voice has to kind of match, or kind of has to feel the atmosphere or the person. What I say is the way I actually started was I went on Fiverr and I just literally went on Fiverr, go, hey, I'm just gonna scroll through, find out who's got a good voice actor for this kind of setting and stuff like that. Started to hear different people's voices say that yes, this is good, this is not, this is good, this is not, and then afterwards kind of made my decision onto picking which of the voice actors voice I'm gonna use for my characters, and then afterwards I added it into I brought in my editor, but my editor is gone. I don't know where he is, but don't know. I need to find him. I need to find him. He literally disappeared instantly, but don't worry, we've got to find someone.
The mafia became real.
Became real, yeah. Definitely came real, yeah. That's yeah. Yeah. So I was gonna say I had my editor who basically. So once I've created, once I added sound effects, brought in sound effects, brought in voice actors. The manga panels were like not cropped, but like cropped. Actually, say it's cropped, and then like kind of put into place for the video to be made. He edited it out, and I directed him into how it was supposed to be, how the video was supposed to be made, and stuff like that. I added little breaks, so because it is a 10-minute teaser. Not many people would watch a 10-minute teaser unless it is a good 10-minute teaser. So what I did was a little break, which is kind of like what most episodes do with not just lots of they do like a break in the middle with like and this is what I did. For my break, or like a commercial break, I added the characters' profiles just to see what they are, who they are, stuff like that, and then hopefully it kind of draws you into what is going to happen. But I think it's a good it's a good
song. A lot of effort to put all this together. Like, how long did it take you?
Oh my goodness, you don't want to get started on that. To be honest, it did take me like a good 6, 7, 8 months to actually.
The voice actors together?
Oh no, the voice actors weren't that bad. Actually, wait, the voice actors part.
Start to finish. Give me like a time scale. So time to finish. You can't put
All right, so the writing was at the beginning. The writing and the then it came with the drawings and how I told the person who drew it, okay, I'm going to need you to draw it in this way, because I don't know how to draw. I used to, but not anymore.
I don't know how to draw at all, so like, I didn't even used to draw. So
yeah, so I had to tell, okay, can you just draw it for me, please? I just don't know how to draw. So I told, so basically after that, the drawing came in, and then after the drawing, it was I think it was, what was it? Yeah, it was the manga panels now. The manga panels, and then obviously I wrote the script with the story part. So then I told her, okay, I'm gonna. She asked for a script, so I gave her the script. Then she put the script with the drawings together into the panels and everything. After that, I had my pages completed, and then I had to I had to find voice actors in Fiverr, and I had to find my editor as well. So from then on, I just made it like that, and it took me a while, but it was worth it because it planned out really well. Even though it was from scratch, and from scratch, not everything turns out right. And don't get me wrong, this episode didn't turn exactly right, but at least it made me think, okay, there is stuff to improve, and in the next episode, or in the next chapter, or the next volume that I'm making, I will hopefully improve it. So
what did you learn about yourself through doing that? You're saying how difficult it was.
Yeah.
You must have overcome loads of things and still kept going.
Yeah.
Perseverance, all of that. What did you learn about yourself after you kind of looked back and?
What I learned from myself was how, because I'm not a very good writer. I'd say that I at that time I just thought of a story and just wrote it. I didn't really, because I'm not a writer. I just didn't know what to write about until I started actually thinking about a story to come up with the character that I want to come up, or the characters I want to come up with, stuff like that. So at that time, obviously, I'm not a good writer, but I said I know I'm not actually, I'm not like, I'm not older, I'm not this, I'm not that, you know.
No one is older.
No, but like I said, yeah. So I just wrote it with in a way that kind of sounds anime, in the anime way, in the anime way, but yeah, like it's just that I think it's
So
the way it's
you learn to be adaptable. You learn to be like.
Oh yeah, that's one of the, yeah. Thank you for letting me know. But actually, the way, because I realized my talent in college, and I'm not a guy who's multi-talented or anything like that. I just think that what I'm good at is adaptability, and the way of persistency as well. So being persistent and adaptable to what exactly is you're doing. So anything you're doing, anything I'm doing, I can adapt, but to some extent. But yeah, that's just what it is. But yeah, go ahead.
I think first off, thank you for that. I was grateful, and I think that the fact that you're able to like just go off that, the ideas or the characters you wanted to create, and also your influences, and just doing all of that, like that's one thing I realized when I saw your thing, just like it was unique, and the fact that to find out that you got all of those voice actors on Fiverr, and then you had to actually listen to every single one to figure out who was right for your character, and it costs money, fucking hell, and you did this because you were just inspired to do it. So I really appreciate it, and I think you can tell that in the 10-minute teaser that I watched, that it was like done with love, and that there's way more to come. You know, I like the title cards. That was a very nice addition. Okay, so based off that, going off that, then I want to talk a little bit more about, because I'm fascinated by the people are when they create. You know, like yes, you create this thing, but to create that thing, there must have been years before of you either watching anime, getting inspired by it, or you seeing these things that you're inspired by, and then going, actually, I can do that. So like that jump between I'm going to watch something, or I can do that, or like having that inspiration, you know, I think that's really cool. You talked about adaptivity being one of your core skills. Around what age or around what time you start realizing that you had different talents to people around you? Because I'm fascinated by this idea, right? Like we all have different talents, all of us, right? But we rarely realize them unless we're around a certain group of people. For example, now that you're around creatives, you realize, actually, I'm more like these people. But before then, if you're just around normal people, you don't. That's not that thing is not brought out of you, so you never have the opportunity to be that person. So what was that like for you? When did you start realizing you're a little bit different to the people around you, and then going off that, what are some of the skills that you've learned over the couple of years that you've kind of understood that by yourself?